Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So, a little bit of a question before we get started. So, the psychology, aka also the voice of reason in this movie played by Leonard Nimoy, he sports a rather unusual archer's protection gimmicky on his arm. And I found it really distracting. Was this something that people wore in the 70s casually? Or does it have some more practical effect for his character, or is it just something that Leonard Nimoy really wanted to wear? It doesn't matter to the movie that much, because it simply, doesn't matter, but I still was very distracted by it in some case. The movie we're gonna take a look at today is, of course, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It has been made 4 versions of it, to my knowledge at least so far. One in the 1950s, who was a classical Red Menace kind of a thing, watch out for the communists and stuff like that. A movie was made in 1993, which was a fine adaptation, if not, adding anything that much new to it. And there was, of course, made a movie in 2008 with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig that was all sorts of terrible, with a message that was so hammered home that it was basically an entire hammer factory. It was not very good. This is the best version, no ifs, buts or coconuts. Let's take a look at why, shall we? This is The Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Elizabeth, played by Brooke Adams, is worried. Her boyfriend has changed his attitude, his demeanor and his persona, basically over a night. And she contacts Matthew, a friend of hers who works at the health department in San Francisco, played by Donald Sutherland. And he says that, no, you're just overreacting and this is nothing to worry about or anything like that. But then over time, he starts seeing things happening too, and people changes their attitude and gathering in circles and appears to have secret conversations and stuff like that. And he also sees garbage trucks all over the city. Garbage trucks here, garbage trucks there, garbage trucks everywhere. Why? What is going on here? And he starts to try to figure out what's going on here, and everything just goes off from there. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a paranoia thriller made in the 70s, aka the best paranoia is always 70s paranoia. And we don't know what's going on. This is an absolute perfect example of that we know as little as the characters that we're following. And as I said, Leonard Nimoy shows up as a kind of sort of psychologist and kind of the voice of reason, saying you're overreacting and there is nothing to worry about here, and we have to figure out the logical explanation for this. And what makes this movie so awesome is the atmosphere, because the movie has this eerie atmosphere where we see mundane things taking place, but it is shot in such a way, and it is lit in such a way, and the music is made in such a way that it becomes threatening and ominous. I love it so much. And once we kind of realize what's going on here, and basically, if you have seen, a lot of these type of movies before, you kind of know what is going on before they know, but I sort of was okay with it. You realize this, oh shit, this is not going to end well, I think. Or maybe it does, we shall see. Invasion of the Body Snatcher remains a very suspenseful, incredibly well played, especially from Brooks and Donald Sutherland. One of my favorite actors, by the way, here in peak of his curly, everyday man persona. Oh, by the way, Jeff Goldblum shows up in a small little role here. He hasn't, yet evolved into the awesome Jeff Goldblum we all knew and loved today. But of course, he puts on a memorable performance. And all of this paranoia and suspense and chasing around leads, of course, to the ultimate showdown and an ending that is so amazing. I'm trying to figure out if there is a better ending to a movie made in the 1970s than this. maybe Clockwork Orange. But apart from that, I don't know if there is a better ending to a movie made in the 1970s than The Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It is just such an spine-tingling, goosebumps, enthusiastically awesome sequence that, you know, that is so definite that you go, oh God! I'm gonna tell you this. If the 2008 version would have had that, that could have maybe saved that movie. Maybe, because this movie is so elevated by its ending that if it would have had a lame ending, it would have been a very good movie with a kind of predictable and not very cool ending. Now it is super elevated by its absolutely fantastic ending. If you're going into this movie thinking that you're going to see big action sequences, big battle sequences, monumental showdowns, you're going to be sorely disappointed. This is more of a personal, down-to-earth, psychological invasion, you could say. And I absolutely love the practical effects in the Rob Bottin traditions, which I always pop huge for. There are moments in this movie that has aged rather terribly, which I would have shot differently if it would have been made today. But I'd rather take ice-cold atmosphere, great performances, fantastic eerie atmosphere, and some herky-jerky moments, over, lame CGI effects and a lame ending. So it has that going on for itself. If you've never seen this one before, I would definitely recommend you to see it. Do not see The Invasion. You can see the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It is a perfect snippet of the mid-50s with communist fear and all that good stuff. The 1993 version, as I said, kind of struggles to find a reason to exist. It is there, it is well made, but it's not memorable at all. But this is such a memorable movie with great performances, with a great pace for being a 70s movie. And these sequences where, Donald Sutherland just standing in a phone booth and trying to contact people and trying to fix the situation. And it's such a fantastically edited sequence. It's one of my favorite sequences of the entire movie, apart from the ending. It's such a fantastically edited sequence. Both in the audio and visual editing. It's such a great sequence because it tells such a fantastic story and it puts you in the situation of the person, experiencing all of this weird paranoia thingy. You are really rooting for these characters, and this is also the type of a movie where you really hope for a happy ending, because this is the type of movie that could potentially deliver this heart-wrenchingly horrible ending. You don't know. That is what keeps this movie going. This is a true cult classic. Invasion of the Body Snatchers bags easily 90 points. One of my favorite movies from the late 70s. If you've never seen it before, I really recommend it. And it hasn't aged that much really in the technical department. There are some moments, as I said, it doesn't quite hold up because it looks a little silly. But as I said, I'll take it. And this just might be my favorite paranoia thriller of the 1970s. That is fucking saying something. So we'll see you next time for, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.